The doors to the Viridian Tea House are open once more. Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. I know we're right in the middle of the holiday season and the holidays are right around the corner. So I hope that if you are buying presents for loved ones and friends that you have finished your list and you're now able to take a couple of days off just to relax. So I've got some really cool books and tea to talk about today. So if you're ready, grab some tea, some water, and let's do this. So the first book I want to talk about is the first book in a series. I'd never heard of the author before, but the book sounded interesting, and I thought, well, I love a good murder mystery. I love it. And especially murder mysteries that take place in small English towns. That's just my thing. And this one really did not disappoint. This is Anne Cleeves, A Lesson in Dying. So let me read the back of it for you. Who hanged the headmaster in the playground on the night of the school Halloween party? Almost everyone in Herbal either hated or feared the viper-tongued Harold Medburn. He was a bastard in this book. Inspector Ramsay is convinced it was the headmaster's enigmatic wife, but Jack Robeson, school governor and caretaker, is determined to prove her innocence. With the help of his restless, enthusiastic daughter, Patty, Jack digs into the secrets of Herbal and uncovers a cesspit of lies, adultery, blackmail, and madness. So whenever I read murder mysteries, I try to solve the murder before the inspector or the detective does. And I kind of sort of figured out who did it. I'm not going to tell you. And when it was revealed, I thought, oh, wow, I guess I was right. I'm not sure. But none of the characters in the book were saintly. Everybody seemingly had a secret to hide, or they've been telling lies to other people or to themselves. And yes, there's lies and adultery, madness, blackmail, all sorts of just dirty, dirty deals going on in this small town. But the murder is solved. The murder was kind of heinous too. So he was, well, oh shoot, forget it. I'm not even going to tell you that either. You just have to read the book. If you enjoy really good British murder mysteries, you cannot go wrong with A Lesson in Dying by Anne Cleeves. I really want to talk about it more, but I will say this, I didn't like any of the characters. Now, having said that, they were all very human. Like, I could imagine opening up the book, finding myself in Herbal and meeting all these characters and thinking, wow, they're human. They're not just caricatures written on paper or typed on paper. These people were real. They felt real. All with their problems, their good moments, their bad moments, their, I can't believe you did that moments. And I like that. I think that added to the overall mystery and the murder. Last night, I flew through the last 80 or so pages. I said, I've got to figure this out. I want to finish it because I really did enjoy it. There were a couple of I noticed on Goodreads where some people were saying that the beginning part of the book was really slow. I rather enjoyed it. It has a George Eliot's Middlemarch kind of feel to it. This person and this person and this person, and this is how they're related, and this person knows that person, and everybody's in everybody else's business. And the setup for the murder was, I think, rather well done. So I would like to definitely delve into this murder mystery series way much. I don't know how many books were in the series, but if this is the first one, I was really, really impressed. So A Lesson in Dying by Anne Cleeves does receive 4 pots of tea from Viridian Tea House. This was an excellent first book in a series, and like I said, I can't wait to read the other ones. I really cannot. I love a good murder. I just really do. I really, really do. So check that out. Now, the other book I want to talk about today, this is an author that I admire, and even more so recently, but I've not read a lot of her work. So yesterday I watched a documentary about this author, and I had no idea that she'd written over 100 books, and she's still writing. She's also a professor, and she is just incredible. So the documentary talked about her life and how, where she was born and how she got into writing, and how she just has these ideas, and how so many people are influenced by her works, and how America influences her works. So who am I talking about? This is Joyce Carol Oates. This is part of the Wonderland Quartet, Expensive People. So the Wonderland Quartet is like 4 separate books that deal with the view of America from the outside and on the inside, specifically dealing with certain characters. This particular one in the quartet was absolutely messed up, but I could not stop reading it. I knew what was going to happen, but the way that she ensnares you into this suspenseful novel, this is not going to end well. This is not. But you can't take your eyes away from the pages. So let me read the back of it for you. Joyce Carol Oates' Wonderland Quartet comprises 4 remarkable novels that explore social class in America and the inner lives of young Americans. In Expensive People, Oates takes a provocative and suspenseful look at the roiling secrets of America's affluent suburbs. This reminds me very much of Mad Men, very much. Set in the late 1960s, this first-person confession is narrated by Richard Everett, a precocious and obese boy who sees himself as a minor character in the alarming drama unfolding around him. Fascinated by, yet alienated from his attractive, self-absorbed parents and the privileged world they inhabit, Richard incisively analyzes his own mismanaged childhood, his pretentious private schooling, his successful executive father, and his elusive mother, who the mother is also a well-known writer. In an act of defiance and desperation, 11-year-old Richard strikes out in a way that presages the violence of ever younger Americans in the turbulent decades to come. National Book Award finalist Expensive People is a stunning combination of social satire and gothic horror. And about Joyce Carol Oates, she's the Roger S. Berland Professor in the Humanities at Princeton University. The best-selling author of the novels We Were the Mulvaneys and Blonde, she has written numerous works of fiction, poetry, essays, criticism, and plays. Like I said, in the documentary yesterday, everybody kept saying she's written over 100 books, and yeah, she has. So numerous doesn't even begin to describe this prolific woman. But yes, this book, Expensive People, reminded me of Mad Men. I watched Mad Men from the beginning to the end a couple of years ago, and I felt disgusted, enlightened, ashamed, embarrassed, humorous moments, sad moments, forgiveness, and finally a sense of, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? But this book, listening to Richard, I felt sorry for him, because it was like, he's there, his parents see him, they love him, and yet he wasn't. They were caught up in their own me world. But at this time, late 1960s, yeah, the suburbs were where people were going to escape the cities for a myriad of reasons. But the gothic terror, Richard invites you into his slowly growing mass of madness and anger and frustration and wanting to be heard and also wanting to be quiet too. And at the end, his decision, it's irrevocable, and you think, could there have been any other way to answer his needs? and I don't know. But when I finished the book, I read the last part a second time, and I closed the book and I said, okay, all right. This did not leave me with a hopeful taste in my mouth, but rather a grim resignation. And I loved every moment of it. Joyce Carol Oates is one hell of an author. And while I was watching the documentary yesterday, I started scrolling through one of the library apps on my phone, and I've got like 3 or 4 Joyce Carol Oates books waiting for me, and I can't wait. I'm going to devour them. I feel bad that, I'm kind of like a late bloomer to her works, but better late than never. So, Expensive People, part of the Wonderland Quartet by Joyce Carol Oates, does receive 5 pots of deliciously horrific tea from Viridian Tea House. If I speak any more about the books or Mrs. Oates, I'm just going to be redundant. So just check it out. You just need to read it. Read it and let me know what you think. So, getting to the tea portion, today's tea that I'm drinking is a nice herbal tisane, a nice ginger turmeric. It settles the stomach. But one tea regarding my company, so it's been a year since I've had this tea in stock, and I said, okay, bring back the teas one at a time or just make it easier for you. But this particular tea blend, I'm so glad that is back in stock, because it is inspired by a book series that I truly love, and maybe you'll love it too. So this is the Snow Blend, inspired by the action-packed Snow series by Bobby Nash. And I've got books, let's see, this is book 2, Snowstorm, book number 3, Snow Drive, and book number 4, Snow Trapped. I'm not sure how many books are in the series right now. I know I am way behind, but the last time that I talked about the Snow books, I basically said Abraham Snow was kind of an American James Bond. He was very James Bond-esque. But if you like a good book with action and thrills and espionage and good guys and bad guys, the Snow series, what I have, you cannot go wrong. And Bobby Nash is one of the most talented authors I've ever known and read. I think the man probably has about 50 or more books. Seriously, I mean, he's always writing. He's writing in different genres, different styles, but Bobby Nash is quite a prolific cat. And so I am so honored to have the Snow Blend back in stock through my company. And the ingredients for the Snow Blend, it's Assam tea or a black tea, kind of mild, earthy, honey crystals, sage, and lemon peel. I've had this blend before. It is truly delicious, and I think it goes well with a character like Abraham Snow. You can get regular and sampler sizes of the Snow Blend through my tea company, ViridianTeaCompany.com. And I know I reached out to Bobby today and let him know that the tea was back in stock, so hopefully he'll be talking about it through all of his social media channels. But I also want to talk about another tea that I've tried recently. I didn't make any today because if I did, I would not be recording the video right now. This is the Soothing Caramel Bedtime by Yogi Tea. Now, let me tell you something. I know that there's so many tea blends out there, mine included, where they say, oh, this is for relaxation, this will help you sleep, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. I think it just all depends on the person. This knocks me out in 30 minutes to an hour every time, because the main ingredient in this tea is California poppy plant. And so I was like, okay, I'm really curious. I want to know more about California poppy. There's a plethora of information on the internet regarding California poppy. It's not a narcotic, and it does aid and assist with people who have sleeping problems. So I always like to enjoy a nice cup of tea in the afternoon while I'm reading, and it just kind of prepares my body to go to sleep, because if not, my brain will be running a million miles a minute like it does during the day. But if you're looking for a tea that you can drink in the afternoon and evening that will really help you get a good night's sleep, the Soothing Caramel Bedtime is the way to go. And the other ingredients in this, let's see, we've got chamomile, rooibos, chicory root, skullcap, which is also another relaxing, nutmeg, cinnamon bark, stevia leaf, cardamom pod, ginger root, clove bud, and black pepper. And then other ingredients, caramel flavor, vanilla flavor, cinnamon bark oils, cardamom seed oil, ginger root oil. So, but the biggest one is the California poppy plant. And like I said, you make some of this, be prepared to have your eyes closed within 30 minutes to an hour. So yes, many thanks to the folks at Yogi. I'm in love with this tea. And plus it tastes really good. It has a delicious flavor to it. So that leads us to the water and tea breathing meditation before I send you back out into your corner of the world. Make sure you have some water or a cup of your favorite tea. Find yourself in a comfortable position in a room where you're not going to be disturbed. We're just going to focus on our breathing, and especially this time of the year. Everybody's stressed, everybody's frustrated, trying to get the perfect gifts, trying to go to all the parties. And sometimes it's just really nice to take a chill pill for just a few seconds and breathe. So that's what we're going to do right now. So if you're ready, let's begin. And now to end this breathing meditation, let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slowly open your eyes or allow your eyes to come back into focus. And now let's have a sip of your water or tea. Delicious. So that's all I have for today. Many thanks to the authors, Anne Cleeves, Joyce Carol Oates, and also to the wonderfully talented Bobby Nash, to Yogi Tea for their delicious soothing caramel bedtime, to the good folks of Viridian Tea Company to bring back the snow blend. And as always, for all of y'all for watching these videos, I cannot thank you enough. And also, thank you for the comments. I really do appreciate. It's really nice to get notifications and to say, oh, wow, that's really cool. Thank you for pointing that out. So many, many thanks. So until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Raise your teacup high. And remember that to drink tea is to enjoy life. And also, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. No matter what you celebrate, may it be restful, may it be filled with laughter or a nice quiet moment, but I hope you do enjoy your holiday season. See you soon. Bye for now.